The 2006 Busch season was set to kick off at Daytona, and as usual, it was setting up to be a crazy race with a mix of young talent and Cup drivers. Typically, a championship contending driver shows up strong at Daytona. However, this year there was an unusual front row. Joe Gibbs Racing's young J.J. Yaley scored his first career pole, while Aaron Fike was lined up beside him. Fike had only managed one top 10 in his first 37 starts, with an average start of about 25th. Behind them, Clem Boyer was looking for redemption as he lost the 2005 championship by less than 70 points to Martin Truex Jr. 2005 Nextel Cup champion Tony Stewart and runner-up Greg Biffle were among the notable Cup drivers in the field. Jeff Burton, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Casey Kane, and Kevin Harvick were also entered in the event. Now let's get into the race.
NASCAR Busch Series will take you all the way to Homestead. Green flags out on TNT.
There was some great racing on the opening laps, with J.J. Yaley leading the race, and Johnny Sauter leading the second line. During Dale Earnhardt's tribute, the silent lap 3, Ken Schrader's left rear tire blew and turned Schrader around, bringing out the early yellow.
Coming out of turn 2.
That's Kenny Schrader. Sideways. Oh, I thought he was going to miss the wall, but he spun around and got it at the front of his car. Looks like a tire's way back there. I wonder if he lost a tire back there, BP, left rear.
Sure looks like the left rear. It was flat on the 66. Alan?
Kenny just came on the radio, said flat left rear. Or right rear, one of them.
Luckily for Schrader, the oncoming drivers did a great job avoiding him. Under caution, Joe Nemechek feared he was leaking fuel, but continued on anyway. Joe had been a regular to victory lane as of late, scoring victory in 8 straight Busch seasons until a winless 2005, and winning 4 Cup races in the previous 6 seasons. The racing resumed on lap 7, with Yaley leading, Boyer behind him, and John Andretti in third. Things really started to heat up on lap 13 with a 3-lane battle for the lead.
Wide. And Marty, that car is Elliott Sadler in the 90. As he takes the lead on the outside of Clint Boyer, can he hold it? It's going to be tough. They're coming together, guys. Remember, that's a backup car for Sadler in the 90. Alan mentioned the incident the other day that started things off. They had to go to the backup, and they're very pleased that this second car for Elliott over the weekend is running as well as it is.
The lead changes in action continued until the second caution of the day on lap 28.
In there.
The brakes maybe. Yeah, it could be.
He's staying below the yellow line on the apron of the track.
Yeah, he's not trouble, turn 4.
Caution is out.
Oh, don't slide up there.
Is that Reed Sorensen?
Sure is.
Oh, wow.
That's somebody that doesn't understand the rules right there.
Yeah.
AB.
I believe Johnny Sauter has lost the right front there, guys. You see his car. Yeah, well, that's visual confirmation, huh?
I'd pole sitter.
There you see Sauter. I mean, just that tire let go. He had no place to go, and Aaron Fike was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not sure what happened with Reed.
That's exactly what I was wondering. We might want to look at that again.
While Elliott Sadler was facing mechanical problems, there was a crash on the exit of turn 4. Johnny Sauter's tire let go, and he collected outside pole sitter Aaron Fike and Reed Sorensen. Many cars scrambled to avoid Sorensen, including Nemechek, who passed him nearly full speed. This resulted in a 1-lap penalty for Nemechek. Fike would be the only driver to retire from the crash. Casey Kane won the battle off pit road and led 4 laps before the next caution on lap 40.
In the race, you don't need to be in that big of a hurry. Jeff Burton also made a...
Oh, here we go. Trouble.
That's Menard and the 60 of Carl Edwards. Cars diving down pit road and several through the grass.
Oh, and he just clipped. Who was that? 38? Is that AJ Foyt?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of damage.
I do too.
Oh, brother.
Paul Menard and Carl Edwards got tangled up together before Edwards slid across the track and barely clipped AJ Foyt IV, who had a vicious hit. Surprisingly, the red flag was thrown for this incident and the racing resumed in about 15 minutes. Kane led with Greg Biffle and Brian Vickers behind him. They had a fierce battle on the restart with Kyle Busch and Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting in the mix. Only 5 laps passed before the next crash on lap 50.
Of experience going down the highway when you pull up behind the truck and all that turbulence coming off the truck.
34 cars around, up the wall, up the track to the wall. Paul Tracy. I was just talking about how well he was running.
But boy, that apron did some damage on the nose of that car.
Bring it right to pit road right now. We're going to change 4 tires. Pull the fenders out. We're going to change 4 tires. Doesn't look like we have a lot of damage. Bring it to pit road right now.
There's a car behind him that was involved as well.
He's got a lot of damage to that nose of that race car.
In his debut, Paul Tracy was just tapped by John Andretti, but it was enough to get him turned around. Joe Nemechek had a hard time getting slowed down again, and this time he ran straight into the back of Stedman Marlin, taking Nemechek and Marlin out of the race. Things really started to settle after this caution. There was really good racing with a couple of lead changes, but after 23 laps there was finally another caution for debris, followed by another debris caution just 10 laps later. With just under 30 laps to go and drivers getting more aggressive, a crash was bound to happen and came just right after the restart.
Neuenberger and Sauter did not stop. They're the top 5 cars, but look at Junior pull away.
Well, he has a nice buffer between himself and the fast cars, but you know, Cleaver and McFarland.
Behind you.
Oh, we got trouble. Hard
hit. Casey Kane.
He gets it another time. Brian Vickers, 57 involved.
7th caution of the race. And that ties the record for this race.
Oh! Somebody caught him in the rear and just turned him head on in the wall, looks like.
Brian Vickers was pinballed between 2 lanes of traffic and turned Casey Kane hard into the turn 1 wall, and amazingly only 4 cars received damage. After a couple laps, there was a 3rd debris caution, and the race restarted with 18 to go. Dale Jr. was in the lead, but had been under pressure from Tony Stewart for about 5 laps, and finally got past with a huge push from Michael Waltrip.
Say about 64, because McMurray's flying.
He is flying. He's so
fast.
Oh, wow.
What was that?
McMurray is around into the grass. Stewart had the lead. Caution is out for sure this time.
Hold on.
That,
You okay?
to me, looked a little bit squirrely.
As the leaders were duking it out, just behind them, Denny Hamlin got into the back of Kyle Busch, which sent him directly into Jamie McMurray. Right on the restart, once again the caution was out, this time for David Rudiman.
Next 9 laps will be fun to watch.
Oh, yes. Oh, got a
car on the wall. David Rudiman in the 12 car.
Caution flag is out.
Before this race, David had only made 16 Busch starts in the previous 4 seasons and a single Cup start for Michael Waltrip. He would achieve 4 top 10s in the 2006 season and 15 starts, but he would truly break out in 2007, where he scored his first win and a 2nd place points finish. Rudiman's 2007 win would go down as Michael Waltrip Racing's only Busch Series win by someone other than Michael Waltrip. With 5 laps to go, the race got back underway and was a wild mess up until the final lap, headlined by a wild fight for first between Stewart and Jr. Bernie Lamar, with only 4 starts in NASCAR's top 3 series, was the driver who pushed Stewart past Jr.
Stewart leads. Lamar, the rookie, 2nd.
Get him. There you go. Come on.
Boyer inside
Come on,
of
baby.
Lamar.
They're down there with you. Come on. Come on.
Don't think he's got enough time.
Mike Dillon trying to urge his driver to the line.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Casey Compton into the wall. Michael Waltrip is around.
Denny Hamlin hard into Elliott Sadler.
Stewart takes the checkers. The caution obviously out. Another hard hit. You were right, Benny. They didn't make it around.
Let's see if they way they could.
Coming to the line, Stacey Compton was turned in front of the field and caused the big one, ending the race with the 11th caution. Tony Stewart won while Lamar would ultimately finish 2nd, his only top 5 in his NASCAR career. Also in the top 5 was John Wood, who scored his 3rd and final career Busch Series top 5. In 10th place was Mark Green, scoring his first top 10 in 5 seasons. This was amazingly only Stewart's second career xFinity win, already scoring 24 Cup wins and 2 championships in his short career up to that point. The race finished with 11 cautions, an xFinity Daytona record held until the 2018 season opener. Anyways guys, that is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
And then the 3 wide racing, 3 rows deep. At what point did you feel it? Then you saw you had the 77, your teammate in the mirror. At that point, did you feel like you had a good shot to get a good push?
Yeah, but I knew he wants to win really bad too. He's a rookie, his first race with KHI, and I know he wanted to win it too, but it's nice that we had a teammate there at the end like that.
Tony Stewart.